Good morning, good morning. Happy New Year 2026 is going to be a wonderful year for all American patriots. It's 250 years we be celebrating America, so we got to be at our excellence. Starting out celebrating the soul behind the flag, y'all. The soul behind the flag. Okay, okay. Good morning to you all. I came early this morning at 12 a.m. this morning to wish you all a happy and blessed new year. Before I get into everything, let me go into our Father's prayer. Our Father, who are in heaven, give us this day, Lord, our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who have trespassed against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou, you are the kingdom, the power, and also all the glory forever and ever. Amen. Boy, do we love Jesus. Over here we do. Over here we do, okay? Over here, yes, we do love some Jesus, don't we? Okay. And the thing I just wanted to just share with you this morning, as I go into our Father, as I went into our Father's prayer, that don't leave without praying and asking God and giving God thanks anyway for every morning He's blessed you to wake up, open your eyes, breathe, and He's given you another day. We should be grateful always to what God has done for us within every second of the day, okay? Because He didn't have to, but He did it anyhow. And there's so many that did not make it into 2026. There were so many that went to the grave tragically, untimely, because of whatever circumstances they didn't know Jesus. And I pray, and it's hard, you never know. You just never know. But as you grow older and older and mature in Christ, you will see to take life a lot more slower with time and anger and everything. You're going to learn how to control those emotions as you grow older in Christ. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about is I wanted to do the soul behind the flag and all the wonderful things about America, because we are celebrating 250 years of America. In 1776 is when we broke off and we had won our independence from England. Okay, from England. Due to we did not want to be ruled under kings and queens anymore. We wanted to be rulers of the people to choose who they want as this republic, as our leaders in our government. Those who will do, and America, we need to go back and do some American history, because a lot of things slip through our history that shouldn't have been able to slip through the American history. You have to guard and protect your home, your land, um, your everything here. We just can't just let anybody come to America that hate us. We want people to come to America that want to be an American, who wants to live the American dream of being an American. And when you come to America to live as an American, you assimilate. You learn as much as you want to eat the food. You want to wear the style. You want to be a part of the trend. You also want to be a part of whatever it is to be an American. We did not open our borders to criminals. Those are the people we want to kick out of our American um, culture here. We don't want criminals, even though we inherited our own criminals. This is how we get criminals, when we bring people that we really don't know the background of what country they came out of, but you can tell they criminals because of the way their behavior has been in the news lately with the Somalians. And this ain't only just coming from the American people who said that they did not want these people in their country. They bring nothing but crime, and they overpopulate too much, and is they difficult people to deal with. They don't bring anything good to to anybody's land. They non-productive. They productive, but reducing more people like them in crime, crime, crime. Um, um, and I'm sure before, like everybody was like, oh, well, this was going on since 2000 and this been brought to the attention of 17, 18, 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? 21, 22, 23, 24. This been decades of crimes going on in Minnesota. And not only just in Minnesota, but in every state there is in America. Just about every state there is some fraud that has been going on behind a lot of early education, early child care centers. The more it's a lot, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I worked in a few of them, but I don't know. I felt something was going on. I worked in a few child care centers that were owned by foreigners, mostly those that were owned by foreigners. Something about they centers just wasn't being. I didn't stay very long. I didn't stay very long. Just a few months I stayed there, and it always seemed like the state was covering up something for some reason. So I don't blame this administration. I know a lot of us. You have to go down there in a case by case to explain your situation before you can get any kind of federal funds, or any money help from your child care. Parents will have to struggle for now if they really need their children to go to child care. They may have to just start paying out of pocket, and those funds will be until all of this is cleared up about how this state been spending money in states with these people coming from. Because actually, in our foreign policy, as far as immigrants and people coming here to be immigrants, one of the things they not supposed to be getting no welfare. Point blank, period. No child care help, no nothing from the American government. If they just coming over here as citizens or whatever, they should be able to pay for their own child care, and they should be able, yep, work and pay for your own child care expenses as becoming American. We are not going to take care of you because you're going to come here and use our resources as welfare and our programs that we have for child care for American born citizen children. I mean, generations of their inheritance, okay, that you come in to eat off of and take advantage of. So it's time now we start cracking down on immigration, and especially when how it comes to state funding, money, programs, things of that nature. If they come to the United States to live the American dream, they gotta bring their own. They gotta bring something. They can't just come here and just mooch off of us and then turn around and y'all want rights. Where does that happen at? In no other country would they take immigrants in and feed, house, clothe you, educate you, or whatsoever, and give you welfare for your family. It doesn't go down like that. And people have been taking advantage of that system. And American people have been bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of. It's not just only happening to, hey, when they say America, that means every last one of us. It doesn't, whatever color you are, you an American. I mean, four generations of American. Your family been here. If you came here, you migrated here, or you wanted to live the American dream, and you naturalized as an American, that's one thing. And when you naturalize, you're not supposed to even be thinking about going back to your other country. You naturalized here, you live your own American cultural, like with the American people, and then you want to practice whatever traditions you have from your own family culturally that y'all traditionally keep up. There's nothing wrong with that. You do that in your personal time. But when you around the American people, we are the American people. American. Everybody have their own personal time. That's why we have holidays with Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Easter, you name it. We have these holidays put in place for these days in America. So everybody could be on one accord. You all have that time off together. as an American family. To take all of this time off or to celebrate all these other holidays that don't have anything to do with the American family is ridiculous. We should only celebrate holidays that has to do with America. Point blank, period. You want to celebrate your own little traditional special holidays or whatever from your own country, then you should be living in your own country. But in America, we should only celebrate the American culture here. Holidays that America celebrate, and that's it. America got to crack the whip on these foreigners because they come in here and they starting to try to change the culture, the language, the everything. And everybody be fighting over here. That's why we have to have this immigration put in place, this whole thing, because people don't understand what immigration is. They just think they could just come here, and once they come across the borders and they've been living here for a certain amount of time, they automatically become a citizen. That nobody gonna they've been here 30 years, they don't know nothing. I have my family here. That's too bad, because if you didn't come here in the right way, then you a criminal and you've been stealing from this American system here, and you need to go somewhere. But you're not going to continue to stay here. You a liar and you a thief. And many lives, because of you stealing that money that could have went to a real American family that was in need, and they did not get the help and the services that they need because it went to a thief like you, a liar and a thief like you, and that poor child or that poor family was homeless for a long period of time, or maybe some child even starved to death because they didn't have food. You don't know what comes behind the crime that you have committed is stealing from the poor. And the money was to go out to do for help the poor American people. I don't understand how they even allow foreigners to even open up daycares. They don't speak the language. They haven't even assimilated to the culture here. Why would they be opening up a daycare center? How could they even allow that? As long as I've been in childcare, as much as I wanted to open up my own childcare center, and I see all these foreigners coming here opening up their centers, like who does that? You don't know what these people are indoctrinating your children with, and you see why your kids are out here hating America, growing up hating America, because you got these foreigners opening up education little hubs and schools and stuff and indoctrinating your children. They shouldn't be teaching your kids. These people are so desperate sometimes just to get away from their kids, to get their peace. They don't even ask questions. They don't look at nothing. You don't even see who's taking care of your kids while you at work all day, what they could be doing to your children. These people can't even put a string of sentence together. They don't even know how to speak English very properly or clearly. And you having the kind of people that's going to sit there and be the educators of your classroom, of your children, even at the most earliest, most crucialist time of their growth. You're going to let some foreigner that can't even speak. I looked at those daycare centers. I said, what is everybody? I said, first of all, these people can't spell the word learning. They spell Learning Center. These are the people you're going to drop your children in a center like that. You don't look at things like that. That you just throw your kids into the lion's mouth like that. You don't ask questions. You ain't get a tour. You're just going to throw. And believe it or not, that center was just a setup. It's a whole lot of them that's going on like that. They hiding stuff, and the state has been ignoring. They let these foreigners come here indoctrinating your children. And when you ask questions, people like myself, you get pushed outside the door. It happened to me twice. I was back to back. I got kicked outside the door from these child care centers. These corporate child care centers that they allowing these foreigners to buy and own. A lot of them are owned by India out here in Delaware. Come check out Delaware. President Trump get this one. Come to Delaware. Go to every state. That's right. Go do a tour in every state, because this is important to America. Where they could get to your kids at this early age, and you got these foreign nations over your children in education. It shouldn't be. No foreigner should be over the children in America. The only person should be teaching in the schools in America, that should be educators in our schools, should be an American. What is wrong with America? You got so messy. This is what's selling out our nation. This is what got your kids crazy. You got these foreigners that hate Americans around your children. Look at that nanny in New York City. See, this is how stupid a greedy, ignorant, rich person is. This is how ignorant you are. You mistreating people. People, you paying them low money. You mistreating them. But you got these people around your kids. You got these darn people around your kids. You got these people, you got your kids eating from these people. You got your kids in child care services with these people. Are you out of your mind? You already selling your kids to the demon, feeding the demon. Lord Jesus. You don't know what kind of stuff these people could be putting on your kids. Send them to these foreigners' child care centers. You don't know what kind of witchcraft they could be working on your children. Even though an American could do that, but at least if you got an American in there, you'll feel a lot more safer. Putting your kids in these foreign nerds, these foreign child care centers that can't even spell the word learning. Leering center. I'm glad President Trump caught it at the end, and they caught it. I'm glad for Nick Shirley for making that really go viral, make that very important statement. I'm glad he did that. 2025, 2026 is going to be the real patriotic American year because Americans are going to be on code. We are not letting nothing get by our eyes. We see a foreigner acting in a certain kind of foreign way. Oh, it's going to get called the freak out and ice, baby. Okay, I don't care who you are. Because America got to get bit back into shape. America got to be America again. Okay? They got these foreigners coming here. They just getting all in our child care programs and everything. Stealing from us. They ain't come here to be American. They did not come here to be an American, so we can't trust them. I don't trust none of them. I never did, never will. I don't care. I don't trust them. If they was up to any good, they would have gone back to their own country and stayed here. And don't give Americans hard times getting kicked out, talking about they want to have rights. You ain't got no damn rights. You up in somebody else's country and you violating their laws and everything, and you want rights. Who does that? Ain't no damn rights over here. You're going to be going right back to where you came from. That's the only right you're going to get. I don't believe they should have rights. They come over here, they sneak over here, and they stealing and breaking laws and shit, and they got rights? Oh, hell to the no. They broke the law even going from their own country from breaking out because they probably was criminals over there. And they got kicked out of the country. We can't take in no more criminals, okay? Let them stay home with let their government do what they got to do with them. Let their government do what they got to do with them. We don't want no more people's dumping their garbage in America. You keep your garbage in your hometown. America, America. Yeah, let them keep their garbage right there in their own country. And bring their garbage over here. We ain't taking no more of their trash. 2026 is going to be a whole totally different game. American patriots are going to be on code. They shouldn't be running no child care centers in our ghettos, in none of our programs, okay? They shouldn't be in nothing in my programs, not even in our government. What is America? Wake up, America. Don't sleep on these people. They wicked. They didn't come here to be our friends. They came here to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. That's what they came to do to our beautiful America over here. Don't sleep on these people. Don't take an eye off of them. If you have to get your civilians and your security more sophisticated and more high tech, that's what you got to do. And don't even allow them to do it for us. We work with our own high tech. I don't trust them foreigners. These new type of foreigners coming over here. They too smart. They too smart. And you got to be ahead of the game. You got to get smarter. Look at all the welfare programs that we have in the United States of America that these people are American people just gonna have to thrive harder. That's all. American families just gonna have to pull together harder. Cause at one time when we didn't have the welfare system, we were doing great. Well, black people were. Yup, they made sure they educated. Let me tell you a story. Even my grandfather, 12 kids, able to buy them land. Before he laid his head to rest, he built his own house from the ground up. Okay, his own house. That house is still standing to this day. And they didn't have welfare. With 12 kids, they didn't have welfare, and they was American. Yep, American. American people, we thrive. We ain't gonna be bringing people here to come here to be eating off of us. We thrive, okay? We thrive in America. There should be some assistance, but it should only be given to those who really need it, that are American. No foreigners. It should not even be given to no foreigner at all. At all. They come here to make a better life for themselves. They better bring their own resources. Bring your own resources. Not to steal from us. Because that's so disgusting what they did. It's so disgusting. And at the end, this ain't President Trump doing, this is God's doing. God is showing us in America what has really been hurting America, what's been hurting our economy here. What's been hurting it? All these prices going up so quickly and all of this happening to your money. You can barely buy toilet tissue and everything. They ain't even have toilet tissue. What the hell they doing selling toilet tissue in our stores when they never even had no damn toilet tissue in the country they came from? Okay. It's a lot of things I could go down the list and say, but this is the new year. I just wanted to let America know. Happy New Year to 2026 on the KC McDaniel channel. And we're going to be thriving as American people and bring America back to greatness, the great nation that we was. We don't need these people. Some of these people, they sell it pork rinds in their store and they don't even eat pork. Come on. And you buying it in their store. You buying from them. They selling stuff that they don't even eat themselves. You got to take a look at that when you buying from a company and they don't even use the product themselves. False advertising. False. You don't even know. You're going to go buy something in their store, you an American, and you don't even eat. They don't even eat the food they're selling to you. That should tell you something. They don't eat the food that they're selling to you. Only thing I will buy from them people probably would be chicken, but it got to be cooked a certain kind of way. Mm-hmm. We got to get smart now. Stop buying from people who don't like Americans. They selling you stuff. They don't celebrate your holidays. They don't acknowledge your history. They don't care. They just come here to take. We shouldn't even be buying stuff in their stores. Shouldn't be supporting their businesses. And I know a lot of stupid, unless we really need something, we could go in there and buy it. But other than that, try to be careful how you spending your money and who you spending it with. And with that being said, and this ain't just a black boycott thing. This is an American thing. This is what America needs to do. We got some stupid liberals out there. They messed up this country. They don't read nothing. They work on emotions only. They get all set. They get all triggered by emotions on things without really going to look in things themselves. They just go with the crowd without doing any kind of reading or research. Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year. How are you? Thank you for stopping in. May God bless you. Yeah, I'm telling you, America, this is what you need to be awakened about. Where you been spending your money? hmm you giving these people power in your country. They shouldn't be even be building no mosque and everything that say, oh, we practice our religion. If it ain't the God of the Bible, it shouldn't be no practice here. You go practice that inside your house or whatever, but you ain't bringing it out here on the street with us. Because that is unacceptable because we can't go to your country and do it, so you can't come here and do it. Yep. America got to stop being so doggone lenient, so nice. Everything ain't welcome in this country. And just say it. Forget who cares if they call you a racist. Black people been saying it for years. We've been saying it for years. We don't care. Who cares if they call you a racist? Let them go figure it out. Send them back to their country and let them go figure it out. Why you want to stay in a racist country? If they are racist, why you want to stay here? Why you going so hard to stay here? First of all, Ilhan Omar looked suspect to me from the beginning because her wearing that head wrap in Congress should have been unacceptable. That was making a statement right there who she was more allegiance to. Because this is not the United Nations. This is Congress. You is representing the American government. You should not be having a damn head wrap on your head. There is a dress code. Boo boo. We are a corporate. And everybody should be on code with the dress code. You can't wear your traditional so-called heritage clothing to Congress. That right there should have been a no-no. It should have been unacceptable, non-performance, and everything. Right there, y'all let her sit there with a damn head wrap on her damn head. And that should never been allowed. Y'all got to get back with the dress code. Back in the days, they would never allow you to sit there with a head wrap and call them whatever they want to. You got to be on one accord. Whether you like each other or not, and you serving in government, whether you serving on the Republican side or the Democrat side, you shouldn't be wearing no damn head wrap. Nothing unprofessional when you standing up there supposed to be representing. Shows that she was only representing the Somalian people. Right there showed you who she was. She should have been either wearing a nice dress and had her hair pulled back, no headscarves, no hats, no nothing on your head. Put a wig on. If you want to cover your head, put on a wig. But she shouldn't be sitting there with a damn head wrap on. I'm sorry. If she got alopecia going on or whatever, you put on a doggone wig. That's what they're there for. Oh, you lucky to meet me? That's another thing they need to crack down on. They can't come to work dressed like that. They let her get away with too much. Way too much. Like I said, Joe Biden was sick in his last term in his presidency, so we don't know who was running the doggone government. That's why this thing is so deep. Like, all these people came over here to the United States, undocumented criminals. And one thing that I saw, and it really, really, really nauseated me. This happened somewhere in Dallas, in Texas. Two immigrants. One was a naturalized citizen, and the other one was some immigrant that came over to the United States undocumented, whatever. He was in a crime before where he hijacked this woman called being naked. He took her in California. He had committed a real heinous crime there when he hijacked this woman's car, and somehow or the other he wasn't prosecuted. He was able to move to Texas, and somehow he got into something with the owner of the whole motel in the washing machine room or something that he told him not. He put a sign in. He told nobody not to use the washing machine. So the guy came back with a machete, ran after the man at the hotel, right in front of his son and his wife, and chopped the damn man's head off, kicked it across the fucking street, then picked it up and threw it in a dumpster. What kind of shit like that go on in America? These are the kind of criminals that come to the United States of America because this is the fucking crimes they commit in their own goddamn country. And their country is so full of people like this. But we opening our doors to try to help take them in, where these people are committing these crimes right here in our country. That was the most horrific thing. I mean, in the broad day fucking light, this man took a machete. You can look it up yourself, and chopped the fucking man's head off and kicked the shit across the street in front of his fucking. Those people will never be right in their life again. To see something so horrific, to see your husband or your father's head chopped the fuck off. This happened in Texas this year, in the month of September. I mean, in 2025. All of this shit was going on. You wouldn't believe the crimes that was going on with these damn people that come from these third world countries and these countries that deal with, I mean, some hardcore damn criminals. This shit ain't nothing to be playing about. And this ain't nothing that you should be ignoring or you don't take serious enough. And especially when you hear, I think this mayor over there in Minnesota and also the governor, all of them, all that was involved protecting them Somalians. You need to take them asses and you should lock them. You should make them a public example. I dare you to sit up in front of your nation and betray your nation like that, where these people have committed these crimes, and just for your votes and for you to have your seat in Congress or whatever the hell you at, because of these people that you depend on, you ain't caring about the safety of the citizens of your own country. Not even your own safety. You so desperate. Get in making commercials and saying these horrible things against your president of the United States, who speak for the damn American people. What is wrong with these goddamn idiots? They should take them and drag them down the fucking street. Drag them. Give them real capital punishment, because that is the treason at the highest level. The fucking mayor, that damn lady, what's her name again? When you betray your country like that. They should never. We shouldn't even allow them to even have commercials on TV saying things against the American government. They shouldn't even have a fucking chance, airtime, or nothing. These people are horrible. And then that woman over there, I don't know, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan or whatever her name is, going to wear a hijab and start sitting there in the community protesting, talking about, oh, she likes the Somalian woman and her been friends for 25 fucking years. All right, bitch. 25 years of being friends with one of the criminals in our country. That's betrayal, that's treason, and you should be dead for that. These people can't be trusted in America. Don't even allow them to stay in government. Don't allow them to have any position in government, to betray their country. Need to ship them all and take them all and send them over there to Somalia. Since they want to protect them so much and want to fight for them so much, going over to their country with them and fight for them. That's what you need to do. Send them right on over to Somalia with Somalia. Just send them all to Somalia with them. Every time you catch one, send them right there to Mogadishu or whatever the hell that country is, Somaliland. Send every last one of them with them. Don't even send them to the U.S. jail. Send their ass to Somalia. Send them to Somalia. Send them right there to Somalia. They want to protect Somalians, then go on over there to Somalia and protect them. Since you more concerned about Somalia than you are Americans, you need to pack them up and send them to Somalia. Tim Walz and all of them. That mayor, since he want to sit up there and interpret to them in Somalian language and Arabic or whatever the hell he was speaking, you don't represent the American people, so you need to go to Somalia. They need to take their leaders first. Get all their leaders and ship them all to Somalia. Ship him, Tim Walz, that mayor, that lady, the one that wore the hijab, and whoever else is sitting there defending those people. Because the American people want them out. Okay? That's the God speaking. That's the spirit on the American people's heart. They want them out. They want them out. Okay? God has spoken. God has spoken. You people are wicked and evil and disgusting. They don't care nothing about American people, citizens' lives, so I don't care nothing about theirs. You need to pack them all up and send them all to Somalia, even Tim Walz, because they did too much. The damage is really too much. It's a lot of damage they did by bringing them people over here into this country and allowing them to commit those crimes, and they've been keeping an eye on them. Tim Walz, you knew that was a there's no excuse. If you see a whole mass of people living in one community in your state, you will be more on like an alert on them, like you would be on high security with them. You would have been calling their ass out like we need more security instead of defunding the police like y'all talk about defunding the police. That's why they wanted to defund the police, y'all. Him and Kamala. Those were the reasons. They wanted to take away all the power from the American people and give it to the foreigners. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to destroy us from within. And we caught them. I'm glad I didn't vote for that woman. Something in my spirit. No, that woman wasn't right. Something in that spirit. That's what they wanted to do, y'all. They wanted to give all the power to the criminals. That they would bring it into the country. That's why they wanted to defund the police, and they was hiding behind their political agenda with this George Floyd bullshit. They didn't give a damn about that man's life. They just wanted to use that as a shield. I know I did not vote for her. I voted for the one that's cleaning house now. The one they hated. I was like, God said, nah, don't you listen to them folks. Don't you listen to them folks. Some people don't believe in no Lord. They don't even honor my name. All they do over there is they bring all this racial stuff, racism. Everything is racism, and you doing, oh, it's racist what Trump is doing, kicking out the Somalian people, and the Somalian people been totally disrespectful to America. And that's what you best you could come with. That's the best you can come with when they've been so making TikTok videos and doing all they can on internets and everything about American people being disrespectful to us. And you're going to sit up there and talk about racism? Omar, she all boldly wearing her head wrap in our Congress like no, we ain't the United Nations, sweetheart. You don't get to wear and represent your community or your culture and your country wearing head wraps in the United States government, Congress. You got it all twisted, boo-boo. Who does that? I never seen a Chinese person come walking in all they Chinese traditional wear to represent China, and they's working in the Chinese, and there's Chinese Americans that work in our government. Who does that? Nobody else does that but those that came from Somalia in these foreign countries. I don't see no other person from their country that's sitting in the American government wearing head wraps to represent. Some of them, I don't even know what their nationality is until they say it. That's how they being on code with America and assimilating with America. You sitting up there with a damn head wrap on. The only one to stand out. Like, we picking on you because you are different. You are not trying to follow in line. You're not trying to be in line. You want to be looked at. You want the attention. Okay? Because nobody else is wearing they traditional. Maybe it's just another lady I seen. She's a Muslim lady, but I don't hear they don't give her too much time in the front of the camera. She's just there. But she be trying to look for, I think she a Palestinian woman or whatever like that, or some nationality she is. But she's another one that be in some wrapped up shit. These people shouldn't be representing in America. I'm sorry. They don't want to follow rules. They shouldn't be wearing kufis on their head. None of that shit. Only in the United Nations that should be allowed. Not in fucking Congress. Then you representing your nation. But other than that, you don't fucking come in here in Congress and sit in our government with a damn head wrap on. Who does that? She's ridiculous. She's trash. She's messy. She's sloppy. She's ignorant. Yeah, they crazy. Them Somalians are crazy. They uneducated. They don't know what the hell they doing. Somebody souped them the F up. Somebody told them they was okay to do that. Somebody told them that. And they try to use the Amish. The Amish people been in America forever. Okay, they've been here since the time we settled here. And they just went in their own little village and practiced their old religion or whatever like that. But they Americans. They are Americans all the way, 100%. Full breed American. Okay. Yeah, they said that. Oh, they got live and they could practice their religion and everything, and but they've been here forever. These people been working on farms forever. They've been the ones who never came into being into the world with the American culture as far as us coming into the new millennium and the new kind of technology and everything. Those people stay the way they are. That's a part of the American culture here. That's part of the tradition of what we still have of us, how they do farms and everything, farming and everything, and they give the quality food. When I go to their farms out here, they give some good stuff. They stuff be quality. They meats and everything be good. They don't be bringing in like these other foreign farms. They food be disgusting. And when I go to the Amish people, the fish be good. The fish be very, very good. Very good that they get. They meats be very fresh. They vegetables, they produce, and even some of the things you buy from them. Like they made handmade things that they sell there at their farmers market. Like they wooden stoves and stuff. It's real good. They sell quality shit. Oh yeah, they are uneducated. Who wants that shit in their country? Nobody want that. Japan don't even want that shit in their country. You don't want none of these ignorant. Every nation, when they invite people, foreigners in, and they get immigrants, and they ask for immigrants to come in for their workplace, whatever, they always want the best. You don't want the trash, the criminals, the ones who are non-conforming and everything. You don't want that problem. Who wants that? Then you got to educate them, and you know what it's like to try to get their brain to work. That's not easy. Trying to teach them in the schoolroom and they don't know anything. It's easier to pour something into a baby, but not into grown ass people that been stuck in their ways and doing things for a long goddamn time the way they've been doing it. It ain't easy to break that down, because that's how they were raised. That's how they are. You can't break them in. And even the babies that were born here, if they was born in here, even if they were born here, they're going to carry those traditions. They're going to carry what they've been taught at home. They're not going to assimilate because their parents already teaching them not to do it. They raised them like that. And they pass it on to their kids too. So their kids got to go with them too. It's just like your family. Your parents raised you a certain kind of way. That ain't going to change. Because there's some things that been taught to you, some values that was taught to you. That's not going to change. And that's the values, that's the way they were taught. That's not going to change. They actually had to be in this country for at least generations. For order for that to change, that have to be like their mother had to be an American. She assimilated into the culture, and then the mother, then all of a sudden you get into the culture, and then you raise your kids in the culture. That's how it goes. It goes at least, it got to be like 4 generations of actually being American. Like your family had to actually be born here, speaking the language, know the traditions here, know the cultures here and everything, and follow along. The order for you to really be mixed in as an American, you got to be here for years and years and years. These people are coming here, they don't want to speak the language, they don't want to follow none of the customs here, none of the traditions here, they don't want to celebrate none of the holidays here. They don't want, that's how they just want to be in their own way they were in their own country, and you can't do that in somebody else's country. They even have their children here, and they want their children to be like the way they are raised in their own country, in their own traditions. And you just can't come live in somebody else's country and act that sort of kind of way. You're not acting like you want to be here. So we want to help you out and send you home so you can be someplace where you can do all of that without nobody having to say anything about it. Yeah, so Ilhan Omar should have never been wearing that head wrap. I always found that kind of strange anyway. I said, oh, hell. I remember when they didn't even allow black women to want to wear braids when you was in Congress. You couldn't even wear braids to work in corporate banking. They didn't find it clean. They thought it was unclean. It was years black people before black people could start wearing cornrows and braids in their hair and working in certain places. And I'm going back to those generations, but I think black people weren't allowed to wear braids in their hair to work until like it didn't start until like the 80s or something like that. Because at one time cornrows and everything were not allowed. And even if you did get hired, they didn't never give you a chance to move ahead. They always left you at where you came at the entry level. But you wasn't fitting the company's look, professional look. Couldn't wear braids or nothing like that in your hair back in the days. And I know damn well they didn't never. It's just not too long ago that black people just started being sitting in Congress. So how you gonna get in front of us, Omar? How you gonna get in front of the black woman or the black man? That's what I don't understand. How you gonna get in front of us? You ain't do shit for this country. Black man and a black woman did a whole goddamn lot for this country, and nobody should get embarrassed before us. And that's another thing. How the hell she sitting there? She wasn't even qualified. Just like President Trump said, he want people that are merit and qualified, not DEI. And that is so true. DEI is horrible. I don't care what nobody say. DEI is horrible. You got to hire people that really want to do the job and really have the merit, the training, the education behind it. And they really passionate about what they do. Not people that just want to sit there just to be a body and a face. Especially sitting in a high position and a calling that they're sitting in to represent their communities and in government. You shouldn't be just hiring anybody just to hire somebody. So what, she had graduated, but was she in the top of her class? How good was she when she was fighting in those classrooms doing her presentations or whatever, and did her tours and wrote her theses or whatever? How did that sound? You got to take all that into consideration before you throw somebody in a seat like that to represent for a certain group of American people. Not just her own people, but for the American people, all the people that's living in the community that she's representing. She wasn't representing no Americans. She was only sitting in there for Somalia. That shouldn't even be a question whether she should still serve or not. That shouldn't even be a question. Everything about her says she's unqualified. Okay? Everything about her. It shouldn't even be a question. And Tim Walz should be fired, dismissed. You shouldn't even let him even do nothing. Just go get the paperwork. Get all the paperwork you can. His ass should be in handcuffs right now, sitting somewhere until his trial with no bond. Him and all the rest of them that was involved, that worked under that administration in Minnesota, should all be sitting in handcuffs right now, being questioned. Well, he already been questioned, but of course he's going to make himself sound like, oh, well, I was on top of it and I was doing blah, blah, blah. No, I ain't hear none of that. And when you was on running for debate as for vice president in 2024 election, he could have been saying, we got to clean up our daycares that we have running. And if he would have said some shit like that, but he didn't. He wanted to get more daycares for foreigners in his debate for vice presidency in 2024 election. All of that right there, he told on himself. He said he was cleaning it up, how you was cleaning it up, but then when you had the debate on that platform with JD Vance, you started talking about opening up more facilities and daycares. Dirty ass country. Yeah, that damn country dirty. Ain't nothing come out of that country but wars, starvation, famine, criminals. That's all that come out of that damn country. Nobody wants that kind of country in their country. We got our own problems with our own criminals. We don't need nobody else's criminals. And if you want to come to America, you want to come here to do great things and live the American dream and doing wonderful things to make a difference. Try to follow the laws and you can live right here in America. But when you come here breaking laws, you're going to get a whole lot of goddamn problems. You don't come in nobody else's country breaking laws. You want to be on your best behavior so you can stay. But they boldly think we owe them something. This is shows you how stupid and how ignorant they are. I'm gonna wake my husband up. I'm loud as anything. Shit. But anyway, y'all, like I said, this is what we got to be on alert about in America. A beautiful America. Show how beautiful you are for the American people. Those who don't love us, they can leave this country by any means necessary, okay? Or by any way necessary. They can leave whichever way they came, by boat, plane, or whatever. They can get out of America. They don't have to be out there with a picket sign asking for rights because you ain't got no rights when you came. You made it your choice to come to America. Okay? America did not choose you. You chose America. So get the fuck up on out of here. We didn't choose you, so you don't get no rights. Only people rights to be fighting for better rights for is black America. That's it. Protection for black America. The rest of the hell with everybody else's rights. They came here by free choice. So they shouldn't be out there with a goddamn picket sign talking about they want rights. Fuck out of here. Only person that get rights here is black America. You ain't got no rights. We didn't choose you. You chose us. So now you can go. Goodbye. And with that being said, y'all, I'm going to be back later. I'm going to be on the roll today. Happy New Year's to everyone. Enjoy your New Year's Day. And always remember, keep God the head of your life. America, America, oh beautiful America. God bless America. And we going to do this in 2026. We ain't going to be sitting around taking no shorts from no other nation. We going to be on code and in line. With that being said, God bless. Love you. Peace.